Backhand flick primarily involves hand positioning. I'm also applying downward pressure, as you can see. Yes, already applied pressure. No need to press harder, that's enough pressure. Feeling drained by this ball, correct? Firstly, it's a side spin. Backhand flick the ball often leads to going out of bounds easily. Why do I keep hitting the ball out of bounds? If your center of gravity and arm are not lower, it's incorrect. Focus on the center of gravity. This is a standard looping motion. I believe it's an issue with the ball's direction. Why does the ball keep going upwards? While the upward spin puts pressure on the opponent's side, as I mentioned earlier, I'd like to share 2 points with everyone. We both have the same goal in mind. Your forearm is moving upwards, causing it. Other players may encounter this issue when serving. The opponent's side spin serve can cause this problem. This situation happens often. This is because when we make contact with the ball, I previously mentioned to aim for the other side with side spin. You can move a bit closer. Slow down and work on improving your service attitude. Check your entire posture. Your forearm is actually moving upward. So, you're not controlling it properly, right? Move your forearm forward. That's excellent, just as Coach Shuai mentioned. Although it appears you're pressing down, even when you go up, it will still go out of bounds. For side top spin strokes, when twisting, push forward, or even downward. For certain forehand strokes, after a strong downward movement, promptly adjust the shot direction. Incorrect. He didn't use sufficient power or the correct angle. Exactly. You may think I'm blocking, but when you do, your forearm remains upward. It will go out of play. Got it? Ball out. The forearm should move forward and then slightly downward, twisting downwards. Watch, I'll show you a spin. This ball spins a lot, not just downwards, but significantly downwards. Can you maintain power and style during play? Right, when you block this ball, the opponent can't recover. Right, as it's near the table, the trajectory is short. You need to grasp that the backhand doesn't just go upward, but also forward and downward. Firstly, understand that the loop's power curve is consistent for straight and cross rackets. The second one is halfway off the table. Use the same twisting method for this ball. After twisting, the forearm needs to move downward to block it. Lift your arm higher to improve curve control. Adapt your shot direction according to the spin. We discussed the half-table shot extensively yesterday, following the opponent's return. Players concentrate on positioning, footwork, sidestepping, racket preparation, timing, elbow position, rotation, power, and friction sound for the half-table shot. Follow up with a cross-court shot at half pace. To put pressure on the opponent, loop slightly downwards to create a curve. Now, concentrate on the forehand loop and common mistakes. Many players find it challenging when forehand loops go out of play. Timing plays a crucial role. Forehand loops from the half-pace position frequently result in mistakes. Now let's effectively tackle this problem. Observing a young player today, I notice why he keeps going out of bounds. This is due to his lack of control over the force in his hand. Currently, he may be applying an 8/10 force for this underspin. But if he shifts forward a bit, he should use a 6/10 force. Then it should be a 6, and moving even further forward, a 4. In the future, observe whether I can control this ball. Yes, decrease the movement and force. Then I could advance further. Many players tend to exert force in the same way, regardless of their position. That's an error. Strokes should not all be equally intense, especially when using side spin. We should pay more attention to controlling our hand movements. Arc control determines the extent of movements out of bounds. It should be minimal. When you stand closer, more wrist action similar to looping the ball. Looping the ball, right? The forearm is crucial for half-table shots. Different positions require different techniques. Yes, I believe many of our peers consistently make large movements regardless of their position. Exactly. You need to control the range of your movements for half-table shots, keeping the range moderate, focusing on the acceleration of the elbow and forearm. Players need to be able to adjust, especially on the high side, to avoid frequent mistakes. Do you understand? Yesterday, I posed a question to everyone, similar to aiming and striking the ball, reducing the chances of missing. Losing track of the ball with your racket during a match can be challenging. Lower ball height means less power, increasing the risk of missing backhand and forehand loops. During half-table shots, keep the racket near the edge. Avoid excessive pulling back or downward motion. When executing side loops for half-table shots, gently lift the racket similar to the table surface. Pay attention to aligning side and under loops with the table. Correct positioning is essential. Keep a higher stance for stability. Let's give it another try. Elevate the racket similar to the table for under loops. Raise the racket when performing side loops. Recall our discussion on half-table shots. Precision is crucial. These shots are challenging, demanding finesse over brute force. As emphasized by Coach Zhao Yang, control is essential. Effectively manage and adjust your power. Your gaming skills will surely get better. Balls close to the table are tricky, not only for serving, but also for various touch shots. In our daily practice, what does a half-table shot look like in service practice? For instance, when the opponent sends a long ball and you return it with a touch, when encountering a half-table shot, serving in this way prevents the opponent's touch from being a baseline shot. Balls that lack forward momentum are actually short balls. It's easy to make errors with this type of ball. When the opponent's shots are more deceptive, crucial points become more important. When we are out of position, we lose power in our shots. When you play an off-table shot, it's your opponent's turn. Yes, exactly. When you approach the table, you can loop or flick with your off-table shot. As they are unprepared to receive the shot yet, since they are not yet ready to receive the ball. When you make a move, the opponent has very little time to react. At half table, I suppose I need to remind you to savor this moment. Initially, it's about the backhand half-table shots, the twisting and comfortable technique. Sometimes, watching matches similar to commercial games, their national team also tries it out. If the opponent makes a mistake, he handles it with a twisting and looping approach. This technique is highly effective. Simply stand like this. When I pull you like this, you may feel good and prepared. He will evade the pressure and counterattack immediately, right? But if you stand there looping aimlessly, right? Therefore, when we half-board the ball, we need to focus on body coordination. Let me summarize our video, okay? Now, summarizing the rhythm of the backhand loop. These are the key points for the side position we discussed yesterday. Position the body for the side loop, then apply force to the side. Next, exert force towards the upper front. After the side rotation, maintain the position and friction. Push the forearm forward and down during the loop. Push forward and down to create an arc in the side loop. For the forehand loop, remember to keep the racket close to the table edge. Avoid leaning back towards the rear. Press the racket against the side of the table, aligning it with the table height as you pull back your arm. Maintain small movements and precise control of force. This will help you deal with various balls that bounce off the table. When approaching the ball, exert force to acyclically generate a right spin serve that bounces off the table. Pay attention to these half-table shots when receiving the opponent's serve. It's challenging for them to serve short. Taking advantage of opportunities with half-table shots will give you a significant edge in receiving serves. Mastering half-table shots can provide a significant advantage in receiving serves. This is our semi-loop shot. After discussing the semi-loop shot, many players inquired about the high toss from last night. In fact, the forehand loop is what you perceive as a high toss. Regardless of whether you use a high toss or not, how do you execute your high toss? That's a high toss. Essentially, it involves adding friction in this manner, because you're simply increasing the friction. In fact, at our amateur level, the high toss is the most practical. It's not how it used to be. When you brush the ball, aim to loop it high and slow. Now, things have changed. This ball has less spin. Let's see. Loop a more aggressive shot, then another with slightly more spin but less noticeable. Let's choose the second one. Let's go with the second one once more. This is a real skill test. Is the spin from the first ball or the second one due to friction? Even using a backhand stroke, it works effectively. The spin is coming from the second ball. The second one, it appears to be effective. In fact, these two balls are for the skilled players. This is already altering the rhythm with spin and rotation. You see, it's not just about the traditional hit and spin that won't be effective. Now it's not working at all. Not effective. Now this type of shot only occurs when I play from an awkward position with force. Seeing that again is very challenging. Essentially, it's a lost cause unless the opponent's skill level is significantly lower. He can't execute such a spin. Correct. He can't execute such a spin. In normal cases, for instance, the first ball, you need to adjust the ratio. The curve can't be too high now. Even serving doesn't work. A high curve makes it easy to hit. Our sense of friction still lacks the explosive power of professional fingers and wrists. Drop the ball, but anticipate an unexpected block from your opponent. You're pretty much out of options. What you need to practice now is to handle the ball regardless of its spin. Our fans often inquire about beginning with aggression. What we commonly call aggression is far from the traditional old-school style. Just add a bit more friction to generate a slight spin on the ball. Is everyone following so far? You're hitting the net mainly because your movement is getting blocked. When you brush upwards during the stroke, that's why you hit the net. Let's try out this spin. Pay close attention. Focus on using your forehand block. Impressive spin. Is the ball landing on the table? Observe the spin towards the table. Remember to apply spin. You should be able to perform this in the next practice session. Once you make contact with the ball, I'll push upwards with force. Loop the ball higher. Higher position results in more spin. Lower position leads to the net. This ball is in a defensive position. Give it a try next time. Simply flick your wrists like this. Some players underestimate me. This one, correct? That's the basic idea. Check it out. It's early. In fact, this is standard practice. Next, enhance your body movement. What type of ball are you facing now? You can release a powerful shot due to the opponent's strong spin. Subsequently, you retreat on your own. You feel apprehensive when contacting the ball. The ball spins again. Simply flick your wrist. If you can lift it, he can counterattack. That's the reality, isn't it? So our forehand also involves the backhand. You loop with your backhand, I'll block some. And it's easier to counter with topspin against a backspin ball. No need to crouch. Just stand like this. The more I loop, the better I become. The more I loop, the better I become, not fearing the heat of summer. Second situation is, as I mentioned, during our training sessions, we frequently observe the students. Using the wrist not only results in slow and imprecise shots, but also lacks power. You can't conceal the ball, but ensure it stays close to your body while doing so. You can conceal, but it's essential to keep it close to your body during concealment. If you don't conceal, you can only place it on the table's edge, correct? By placing it on the table's edge and applying force, it can also be effective. In conclusion, avoiding missing the ball is a challenge for us. Now observe how you can reach a higher level when another person hits a ball like this. A matter of mindset and self-awareness, intimidating yourself. You need to stand firm, okay? Let's discuss these 3 points. First, let's concentrate a bit. Make sure to aim for victory.
大家好，我是小韩老师。